Downloadable content is a modern trend in gaming that's become more and more prevalent as part of publishers' marketing campaigns. Take a look at any trailer released at E3 this year, and I can guarantee that 90% of the time there will be DLC advertised at the end of it. It's one of the most critical aspects of a game's development cycle, with most developers starting on DLC updates before the base game is even finished. Battlefield is a franchise that is no stranger to DLC. In fact, it's been around ever since the very first game, 1942, with the Road to Rome and Secret Weapons of World War II pack. The way it's been sold in more recent years though is via two different methods. You can either buy all of the DLC individually as it comes out, or you can pay for a premium service which grants you access to all of the DLC 2 weeks early, along with a host of other benefits like server queue priority and cosmetic items. Both of these distribution methods need changing in my honest opinion. The main issue that I have with these is that they split up the community. The entirety of the player base doesn't have access to the entirety of the content, which means that DLC server player counts are left dwindling. Consumers get less value for their money, and it's just generally downsides for all. If we look at a game like Rainbow Six Siege, that game has free map updates but charges for in-game cosmetic items. The revenue from these cosmetic items goes towards funding the development of new DLC. Now you could argue that Rainbow Six Siege hasn't had a lot of DLC, but that's besides the point. The fact is, it makes money from these cosmetic items, and it maintains a very active and stable player base because those maps are free. It's not splitting up the player base, which means that everybody gets the chance to play on all of the maps. In fact, Battlefield's actually already taking these steps in the right direction towards this sort of distribution method. The Road to Battlefield 1 initiative has meant that all of the DLC for Battlefield Hardline and Battlefield 4 has been and is being given out for free over the last few and coming few months. Eventually, all players will have access to all of the content available for Battlefield Hardline and Battlefield 4. The already thriving community in Battlefield 4 is being maintained 3 years on from release because of this initiative, and Hardline's dwindling player base is being steadily supported and expanded almost solely thanks to this initiative. My proposal for a premium service in Battlefield 1 is this. For a much lower entry price than the £40 that we now pay, players can now buy into a timed exclusivity of 2 weeks for all DLC, similarly to what users get now. But instead of the DLC then becoming available to purchase for everybody, the maps then become free for the entire community. This then provides those fans who are desperate to get their hands on the content as soon as possible with the opportunity to do so, but it also provides DICE with their funding for future projects, and it doesn't break up the community like the current system does, as all of the DLC eventually becomes free to the public anyway. It's essentially the same model that we already have, only tweaked slightly and on a much faster timescale. Instead of waiting 3 years for us to get the DLC for free, we only have to wait a couple of weeks. Of course, there would be the added benefits of priority server queues, exclusive cosmetic items and whatnot, but nothing that would actually affect the gameplay, the balance, and the rest of the community in any way. What are your thoughts on this? Would you like to see this sort of thing implemented into Battlefield 1, or do you feel it needs to be tweaked slightly further in order for it to be viable? Let me know what your thoughts are down there in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more things like this, and I shall catch you in the next video.